simply we will create one class, and inside that class this is my xyz class. Okay, and inside this class I am passing few data. Okay, self a comma b comma c, these are my data set. Okay, now after this I have to define, yes, I have to define self dot a is equal to a. Now tell me, what is its security? Self dot a, it is public, right? Now self dot b, and what is its security? Protected. Now self dot c, it is completely private. Okay, and inside this we don't have to create any function as of now. Okay, now let us create one more class that is having xyz2, and inside the xyz2 I am passing the data of xyz class. Okay, now don't do anything here. Now what we have to do, we have to fetch all these elements in the class of xyz inside the class of child. Now which one is parent? Tell me. This one is your parent class, and this one is your child class, right? Okay, now let us try to fetch it. First of all, I have to define variable, and inside this, tell me which class I have to pass here. Xyz child class, right? Xyz2, and inside this, how much values I have to pass out? I will pass one only. Xyz text, xyz2 text, no argument. Okay, why it is not taking arguments? One, two, three. Okay, now I will pass only one argument. Now it is showing me xyz, in it missing two required positional argument b and c. We are passing only one, so we have to compulsory pass out how much values? We have to pass out compulsory three values, right? Abhishek, you know about these classes and objects? Okay, basic. Uh, there is nothing any new here. We have to first of all write down class and then name of class xyz. Okay, and after this, by writing def underscore underscore init, we have to pass out our data set here, and compulsory we have to write down start it with the self, because the self is then replaced by our object fortuner.a. Okay, now let us try to fetch all this data set. Okay, now x dot tab, it is directly giving me a. Why it is giving me directly a? Because there is only one option, and that's why it is filling it with the a, because it is having only one public data set there. Now it is a x dot now underscore tab. Now look at this. These are the your inbuilt already predefined your functions. Okay, that can used by the developers. That is not our part, because we are going to deal with the data science, not the developers part, right? But in future, if you want to continue to journey with the developer, you can learn Django, and then you can continue the developer part with the Python. Okay, that's why we are not going to learn this in too much details, because we don't have such that requirement. Okay, now x what is okay, it is underscore b. Now now x this c. So tell me which function name which class name I have to write down here. No, which class name I have to. First of all, tell me how we get the private element. How we get our private element. How to fetch private element. Z, right? We have to fetch the class of name xyz, but we are fetching that in which class? Child class. We are fetching our xyz class, but with the class of xyz2. We are fetching that xyz because this element is present inside this xyz class. So that's why if we have to fetch any private element, that's why we have to compulsory write down its class name. First of all, we have to compulsory write down its class name, but we are fetching in the class of xyz2. Still we have to write down class of this xyz, because this element is present inside of this xyz class, right? Now x dot underscore xyz, and look at this. This is giving me already suggestion after pressing tab. Simple, completed. Okay, now write down this class. Completed? Okay. Now we have to learn our next topic, that is regarding to polymorphism. Okay. Inside the polymorphism, let us first of all write down its heading. Okay. Now write down first, that is method of overriding. Okay. Now look at here. We are going to create one class, and inside that class we are going to define one task there. Okay. Now look at this class of animal. Okay. This is my class of animal, and what I have to do, I have to simply write one function inside this animal, that is just you have to make sound. Okay. Make sound means what you have to do, you have to pass out first of all self, and then you have to print one thing there inside this, that is animal make sound. Okay. Now this is my first class, and now I am going to create one more class here, and the name of this class is dog. Now inside this dog I am going to inherit the properties of animal. Okay. Animal. And there is also one same function inside this, that is having make sound, and inside this make sound first of all pass self, and you have to simply print out what dog barks. Okay. Make sound, but it is having the sound is having barks. Okay. Dog barks. And now similarly we have to create one more class, that is having cat, and inside cat we have to inherit the properties of animal, right? Properties of animal. And after this we have to create one more same function, that is having make sound. Inside sound pass out self, and then simply print out cat. What cat does? MEWOS, mouse. Okay. Now this is our function. Sorry, this is our class. Okay. Now let us execute this class. Now dog is equal to dog. Okay. This dog is small d, and I am calling the my dog class, right? I am calling my class. This is my object. Okay. Now inside that dog, what I have to do? I don't have to pass any value there. Okay. Now whenever I will write down dog dot tab, it is directly giving me make sound. Dog barks. Now similarly, cat equal to cat, and inside the cat I don't have to pass any value. Cat dog makes sounds. Similarly, what animal does? Now let us take any animal. Okay, now which animal is remaining there? Now cat is done, dog is done. Okay, elephant is animal. Now what elephant does? What is problem? Okay, elephant dot. Now whatever animal we will write down here, that animal will make sound. But whenever I am going to define that specific animal, so that will define me. It's a different type of sound. Okay. Now write down this. Hmm? No, what we are doing here, we are first of all making one class. Okay, this is our base class. You can say this is your parent class. Okay, now this property is available inside all your animals, but there is a specific category of that specific animal, but every animal having this basic property of making sound. Animal makes sound, but whenever we are going to define that specific animal, which is dog, we are writing the type of sound which is making by this dog. But if we don't have any animal specific here that having class, so what can we do? We can directly pass that animal to that animal class. So it will directly give us that, not that specific sound, but at least it will tell us that animal make sound. Okay, now let us do one more example of shape. This one example is famous. Okay, now we have to create one class that is having of shape. Okay, now inside this shape I have to define my area. Area is my function inside this my shape class. Okay, now inside this I am passing self, and I don't have to do anything here. Okay, why I am not doing here? Wait just a minute. Now I am creating one more class that is having rectangle. Okay, now inside this rectangle I am passing the properties of shape. I am passing the properties of shape, and now I have to define init here, because I have to pass data set here inside this function of rectangle. What I have to pass? I have to pass uh, width and the height. Okay, these two data set I have to take from the object, and what I have to do? Self dot self dot width is nothing but width, width. Now self dot height is nothing but height. Okay, now this is my rectangle class. Okay, now after this I am going to define one more function here, that is having area of rectangle. Now we will get the area of rectangle, and inside this area I have to pass self, and what I have to do? Return I have to return self dot width into self dot height. Now this will give us the area of rectangle, right? Now similarly we have to create one more class for the circle. Okay, circle. Inside the circle I have to pass out which property? Tell me. No, inside the class of circle, right? And then I have to again write down init, because I have to again take the circles rectangle, sorry, radius. Okay, so I will take the radius, and self dot radius is equal to radius. Okay, now this is radius. Now I have to define what area of, tell me area of, now let us try to execute this one. Okay, now first of all look at this what we are doing here. First of all, we are we have created one base class that is having shape. Okay, now this is our parent class, let us say. Now we are creating one more class that is having rectangle, and inside the rectangle we are passing the properties of shape because every rectangle has its area, right? That's why we passed this shape here. And we take already here the data set of width and height. Okay, these are our arguments. That's why we have written diff underscore underscore init. Then we created one more function of area, and inside the area we updated its okay. That's why we have written pass here, because we have to change this pass with that specific. Like that way we also created for the circle. Now let us execute this one. Now let us first of all take a rectangle. Rect is equal to rectangle, and inside the rectangle tell me how much values I have to pass out. Inside the rectangle how much values I have to pass out? Two values. Okay, 5 comma 4. My width is 5 and my height is 4. Okay, now let us execute this. Now rect dot tab. Now it is giving me first of all area. Okay, let us first of all check the area. It is having 20 area. Now rect dot height. It is having 4. Rect dot uh, width. It is having 5. Okay, now let us also create a object of circle. Circle is a circle. Okay, now inside the circle tell me how much values I have to pass out, and one that value for the radius. Okay, now my radius is 10. Now circle dot area, it is having 314 area. Now circle dot radius, it is having a radius of 10. Okay, I hope that you understood this example. This base class we are using in each class. Okay, this base class we are using in each classes. Write down. Completed. Okay. Now let us create one more class. Actually, as the data scientist, we don't have such a need of this OOPS concept that much. We are going to use this concept in our deep learning part. Okay, but not in this much level. We have to use this as of basic level of this OOPS concept. Okay, now let us create one class of social media. Okay, social media. Inside the social media, what we have to do, we have to first of all share stories. Okay, share stories. And what we have to do, we have to simply print out share a story. Okay, otherwise we can create one more class that is having upload pic. Inside this also we have to pass out cell. Now, after this, what we have to print out? We have to simply print out this will help me to upload picture. Right? Now, this is my social media class. After this, I am going to create one class that is having name of Facebook. Okay, inside the Facebook, I have to pass out social media class, right? And after this, I am going to define one function of share stories. Okay, share stories. Now, what this will do? This will simply uh, this will help me to share share story share story on Facebook. Simple. Now let us create one more class that is having Instagram. Okay. Inside this, we have to pass out social media. Now, after this, we have to define uh, one function that is having share stories. Inside the share stories, simply we have to print out this will help me to share story on Instagram. Okay. Now, uh, let us create one object f. F is my Facebook. Okay. Now f dot tab Facebook dot share stories and upload pic. Now look, I am uploading pic. This will help me to upload picture. F dot share story. This will help me to share story on Facebook. But we are using one common function in every class, that is upload pic. We can upload pic on these two platforms, right? That's why we have written this in our base class, and we are not changing it. We are using as it is inside our child classes. Okay. Now I is equal to Instagram. Okay. I dot upload. This will help me to upload picture. I dot share story. This will help me to share story on Instagram. Okay. Now write down this one. गिटहब वरती कोड अपलोड करत आहात का तुम्ही? इंस्टाग्राम नाही, लिंक्डइन वरती. हम्म. लिंक्डइनचं तुमचं सेशन झालेलं नाहीये का? तुम्हाला तेव्हा मी एक लिंक पाठवली होती लिंक्डइन अकाउंटसाठी. बनवलंय. मग त्यावरती तुम्ही तुमचे पोस्ट अपलोड करत जा ना. काही ना काही अपडेट ठेवत चालू ठेवा लिंक्डइनला. Okay, now we will stop here, and from the next day we will start the logging. Now, what is logging? Logging means whenever you are writing down any code in a company, that 1,000 lines of code. Okay, okay. Now this code is executing. You should know where at which time my code is executed, the timing of that code, location of that code, that all should be in log form. Whenever, let us say that you are living in a society, okay, you are living in a society, otherwise in an apartment. So whenever unknown person comes there, so your watchman write down all these persons names and details in a log sheet. uh, in the log sheets, we should know at हा. तुला समजत नसेल तर काही टेन्शन घेऊ नको. नंतर तुला रेकॉर्ड होणार आहे हा पार्ट. हा. नाही ऍक्च्युली उप्स कन्सेप्ट आज समजू उद्यापासून टॉपिक जेव्हा सुरू होईल ना तिथे येऊन उप्स वापरायचं नाही न्यू कम्प्लीट टॉपिक असणार त्यामुळे तुला ते समजेल उद्यापासून. ओके. हा. ओके ओके. हा रजत असतो दिवसभर इथे तुला त्यासोबत तू बसू शकतो. रजत जो असतो ना इथे तो बसलेला असतो थोड्या वेळवरती म्हणजे प्रॅक्टिस करत. 5 वाजता तुमचं रेग्युलर आहे. आज पण त्याला एकदा विचारावं लागेल तो आज पण त्याची जर एक्झाम असेल ना तर मग आज पण नाही घेणार आपण. ग्रुपवर कळेल तुला 5च्या आधी.